Welcome to our project over on Ashwood. We are in Venice today, and I'm so excited to show you this gorgeous new build. We got our hands on it, obviously, when it was an old, small, tiny home in this beautiful neighborhood. It was the worst house on the block, and now it's the best house on the block. When going into designing this house, we knew we had a lot of size and space restrictions. It's a pretty narrow lot and it's very long. So we had to go into it thinking about how to maximize the space, but being mindful of how it would be used. The way we got started was thinking about the entry, right? When you walk in, we did not have a space to create a true foyer. What we did is we had an open space for what we envisioned at the time, and what the family needed is a formal living room with a fireplace and a dining room. So in this case, we added a wall in between the dining room and the great room space to really define the spaces. It's not a huge wall, it's not too obtrusive. You still feel like you get the open floor plan, but what this wall does is create a formal dining room space and just divide it up a little bit. Designing the entire house, but most importantly the kitchen. The kitchen was one of the most important features to this client, and because we had a narrow lot, we needed to really get creative. And we were playing with layouts after layouts and different options of orientation of the island, locations of the cabinets, where to put the windows, and we were definitely really limited. But what we came up with really maximized the space as much as we could while still creating interest. And that's one of my most important things. I love a small space, I really do. I think you have so much opportunity to create intention. Because when it's small, you have to be intentional. You have to really be mindful of every single square inch of the kitchen, and in this kitchen, we did exactly that. When we were drawing up the layouts and trying to really make the second floor work, we came up with a bonus room. This bonus room is awesome. It's not very big, but because it's overlooking the ocean, we created a cool little seating area under the window with kind of an industrial vibe, bringing in the steel shelf flanking the window, but otherwise would have been totally unused space. One of my favorite areas upstairs is the master, of course. We obviously put a lot of time and thought into how we're going to design the space. And as a designer, as a mother, as just a human, it is important for me to create a space where you start and end your day that is exceptional. It needs to evoke like the best feeling ever, because that's how you're going to create your happiness, right? So in this space, we really found ways to tie in what he wanted, what she wanted, and bring them together. We also dealt with space issues, and again, like downstairs, really needed to get creative with where we were going to put some of their furniture and how we were going to do the orientation of the room for their bed, where their TV goes. And in going in to do the layout, we had a really big closet area, but there really wasn't a space for a dresser in there, just based on where the doors were. But what we did is just carve out a little niche in there and do a built-in dresser. And so that was an interesting feature and a way for us to kind of make a smaller space more impactful. Designing for this client was so much fun. Knowing we had limited space, we really had to utilize all of the experts on our team. And that's where it really comes in handy being a design build firm, because we're really trying to maximize what we can design, but we're talking to our construction team to make sure it's feasible in the field. And there's so much communication back and forth throughout the process, not only to make sure that everything flows efficiently, but just to make sure that I'm not coming out with like totally out of the box ideas that can't even be translated into the field. And so overall, the family and this client is so happy. If you're the homeowner that has a small lot or a smaller home, or you're looking to buy and maybe all that's in your budget that you can afford, especially if you're in Los Angeles or one of these kind of bigger urban cities, can just afford a smaller area, don't give up. Like, that should be exciting. I think that you can really be super pumped about the opportunities that you can create in a smaller space. And I think that this house is a true testament to the possibilities of making something small feel grand.